this is not very comfortable.
I don't know where that's
I'm gonna build like a. Hey, everyone! In the future, if you're watching in the future, we thought we'd do a live from the chicken coop. All the chickens went back inside when we came out here, so I'm not really sure if they're going to come out with all this heavy in here because this has never happened before. But if you have any questions about the birds and how the coop is hanging on and all that stuff, we'll try to answer those. I can't really see from there. I wanted to make a wide shot so that you could see kind of what's going on, but I don't know if that's going to hinder us answering questions. But Ashley has her phone here, so we'll try to answer some questions if you have any questions. We'll do for a little bit. It's actually quite warm today, so it's not bad out here. Plus we have plastic on the outside that keeps it pretty warm in here. It's probably 5 degrees warmer in here when we have it all sealed up. More when it's actually really cold.
It's getting brave.
Yeah, they might. That was Sunny right there. She might be coming out. One of them just laid an egg.
Sometimes we can't hear very good.
Oh, you can't hear?
Can talk louder.
I guess we can move a little bit closer. I just wanted everyone to be able to see. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Valerie says hello from my coop to yours.
Hello, Valerie. Oh, can you hear now? I didn't want to be too close because I wanted everything to be able to show up. But maybe
Okay, so they can hear fine now.
maybe off to the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I can see the words showing up a little better now. Is Blue coming out soon? I don't know. Blue laid an egg yesterday for the first time that we know for sure she laid an egg. There are times before that we suspect she may have laid some eggs, but we for sure now know that she's laid an egg, so that's good.
They're all inside.
Yeah, they don't like it that we're out here. We should have closed the door, but then they'd all just be hanging up out there, all scared. They'll get brave and they'll come back out in a minute.
We hung a cabbage.
Hopefully, yeah. We hung a cabbage so that they would stay out here, but then they decided, nah, it's not tasty enough. Was it tiny like Nuggets? No, it was big. So Nugget is a bantam, so she's really small. Oh shoot. Yeah, so we got the top covered, and there's holes in it, so it's dripping here and there. I'm actually under a good spot. So Nugget is tiny because she is tiny. Her eggs are tiny. Blue is a different kind of chicken. She's a, what is it?
Blue?
Yeah.
An Orpington.
An Orpington, and they are quite, well, at least the ones we have are quite large. You can see Blue just in the doorway, perhaps, on the left side there. So their eggs, hers and Lucy's eggs, are quite big and really pointy looking.
There's Sunny.
Oh, here comes Sunny. This is our sweetest, well, it's hard to say now. She's had the toughest life so far. And now she's all healed up, and I think she's the sweetest bird. I like holding her the most out of all of them.
We have 6 chickens, for someone was asking how many we have.
Yeah, we have 6 chickens so far. We're probably going to get 2 or maybe 3 more. At least 1 more bantam, and then probably another fancier bird, and then something winter hardy. So that's Blue, who just came down. And she's called Blue because she's blue. And there are chickens' names that are kind of funny or punny. And so her, like, you know how you have blue cheese with your chicken wings? And then she is blue, so it just works out. She's kind of like a violet. I was thinking about naming her Raven because Raven means violet, but didn't really work out. Ashley picked so the bird, the big orange one. There's 2 orange ones, right? The biggest one, although they're still quite big. The one with the red comb right here coming up closest to me now. That's Lucy, and Ashley named her.
Oh, fire.
What was that?
It was water dripping, I think.
Oh, it was Lucy is called Lucy because, well, Ashley just liked that name, but it turns out that Lucy actually means like golden sunset or something like that, or something to do with the golden sun or something like that. So it's actually a perfect name.
She's all muddy from the mud.
Maybe a dumb question, but do the eggs? I missed the question. Sorry, it disappeared.
Do the eggs all taste the same, and do you notice any difference between our eggs and store-bought grocery store eggs?
Huge difference between store-bought eggs and farm eggs. It could just be because they use leghorns, but it likely has more to do with their strict one-course diet and their stressful nature for most factory farmed eggs. But as for what they look like, or what did you ask? What was the question?
Do they all taste the same between the breeds, I think?
Okay, so the difference between our breeds, I don't taste the difference between them necessarily, but also I don't really eat them one at a time. So it's kind of, they're all mixed together, so kind of hard to say.
Look how muddy.
So that's Nugget at the top there. She's all white normally, but it's kind of muddy in here because of the water. So we built this purposely in this spot so that the water would all run down and not pool in here. But it still has to go through here to go down there to the pond. So
I think most of the water, though, is coming from what ice was up there.
yeah, it could be. Well, I wouldn't say.
Dry,
Yeah, it is fairly dry in here. It's not like a pigsty or anything. It's like there's no mud on my shoes, I don't think.
A little bit.
Right? Like it's not caked in mud. I mean, there is mud, obviously, but it's not like I'm on a job site somewhere or something like that. Okay, the only one not out here right now is Henrietta, who is
I
the.
think she's laying an egg.
Okay, she might be. You might be able to hear her in a minute then, or maybe she already. But she's the boss lady.
Oh, thanks, Beth.
She's very mean. She's mean to Ashley too. So every once in a while, you gotta just kick her right in the head. No, I'm just kidding. You don't do that.
If
You gotta pick her up.
Pick her up, yeah.
Pick her up and then don't let her walk around for a bit while she's doing chores or whatever.
Sometimes, like, she can be quite bossy, and sometimes if I turn my back to her, she'll come up behind me and she'll peck at my leg. If something was on my legs, but, like, she'll be mean about it, so then I pick her up. And then she usually stops.
Yeah. One day she might be dinner.
No, I don't want to eat her.
I'm just playing. We don't plan to eat our birds because they're pets. If we had to, we would, but so far we don't have to, so we're not going to. They when they retire, they'll just be pets that don't give us any eggs, which is fine. Yeah, they're eating cabbage right now. But yeah, I mean they're not really my go-to for fun, but Ashley really likes taking care of them. You might be able to tell that Blue has a little irritation around her neck. Not sure what that was from. We thought maybe mites, but none of the other birds have it, and they sleep like bundled up together most of the time, and no one else has it. So she might be one of those chickens who have a weird molting habit.
We did treat them for parasites just in case.
Yeah, we did.
It didn't make a difference.
Didn't make a difference. No. Henrietta's still not out.
No, she's in this thing.
Yeah, so they're they're pretty easy to take care of. They're not very expensive either. We basically give them like the regular feed, scratch, and then table scraps when it comes to vegetables and stuff.
Grapes, they like grapes.
They like mice. We don't feed them mice on purpose, but there's mice out here. Remember last year they were going grasshoppers. Last year I threw a grasshopper into a little hideout when they were free ranging under the tree out there. Grasshopper near them, and it went right onto Sunny's face and just stayed there for like a good 5 seconds before it hopped off it. I thought it was so hilarious. It didn't move, and Sunny didn't even care. She was just like, oh, whatever, this is just my face and a grasshopper's on it.
Well, Vera's asking, are we happy with the coop, or would we want to make any changes?
Pretty happy with it. One change would probably be the way that we made the run with the way we have to manage snow.
Yeah.
Which we did think about at the time, but we didn't necessarily think it through super well because we wanted. So there's a window right up above. Let's see, right here, right up above there, and we didn't want that window to be inside here, just in case the chickens wanted to like roost up onto the window and then crap all over it because it's really high up, so it's hard. It would be hard for us to clean it. Among other reasons, we wanted it to be above the run, but we wanted the run to also be as tall as possible. You might notice other people's coops, you have to crouch down to go in them. This you don't have to at any point. It's really nice, and that makes it so we can't put a sloped roof on it because then it'll block the window. However, what we might do is do I don't know what it's called, but like we have a, you might be able to see, no you can't really see it. Right there, you see that 4x4 there? We have that there as a peak thing, so when the snow melts on this tarp, the water runs off nicely. We still have to shovel it off, which is easy. You can actually walk on the wire, or I can, I don't know a lot. I don't intentionally walk on it, but if I accidentally go on it, it's not a big deal. So far anyways. It did sag a little bit, so it's not like I want to do that constantly. So if I were to change anything, I would probably somehow try to deal with that. Which we might do. We might make a, what do you call things, like the tree thing for them?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but it's like a tree. So I might make a system where which will be like kind of a twofold execution, where one, it'll be functional for the chickens to kind of play on, and two, it'll be a structural system on top to have the snow be easier manageable. Which I think that's about it.
Yeah, I would probably add 2 more nesting boxes.
Oh,
Just
probably
now
add
because we're getting more chickens.
yeah. So 2 nesting boxes is good enough for up to 10 chickens, but that's like in an ideal situation. So that's why I only put 2 in, and they only use the 1 right now. But since we're gonna get more chickens, we'll probably add 2 more. What we did do is we made it so we wouldn't even have to go into the living space to get the eggs, but Ashley goes in there every day. Or we're burning some sawdust, and the wind keeps changing, so sometimes it's coming in here.
People are asking about Dave. If you heard about Dave.
Yeah, we heard about Dave. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Awful.
That's a real bummer. That just goes to show that you should take this seriously and do what you can to stay home. Don't go out if you don't have to go out, because you could, your friends can die. Sucks. I made this too hot.
Yeah,
Sorry. There was one other thing I was gonna say. I don't remember.
The hospital coop is kind of hard to clean out without.
Oh yeah, the hospital coop or the quarantine coop or whatever you want to call it. The stop being a bitch chicken coop. In this door, in this door right here, it's hard to clean out because of the way it's so small and it's underneath one of the benches. And I didn't really think about. Well, we kind of did. Yeah. We wanted the door to be big enough that you could go into it. And if you watch the chicken coop videos, you can see Ashley's dad actually inside it, and he's caulking the baseboard. So we caulked everything so no bugs, or at least the least amount of bugs, could get, like, we don't care about bugs like the bugs that they eat, but like the tiny like mites and ticks and stuff. We didn't want those to be able to hide anywhere. So we caulked everything, and Joe actually like went into there. So you can go in it. I made the door big enough to go in it, but it's still a pain to kind of sweep out.
You can't put the broom. Well, if I had a handle broom, I should get
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I found one in the basement, so maybe we'll grab that. So yeah, I guess there's that we would change that. But then we would probably make the coop a little bit bigger to be able to do that. And like this was meant to be like just a modest coop. We didn't mean to make it look or function necessarily like this. Like it was going to be like the work area was going to be outside, and the coop was going to be down the hill closer to the pond at first. Not too far plywood to kill the grass so that we would have a clean working space. A lot of people thought I was killing the grass unnecessarily, but it was for a purpose. But we were going to build it down there and have a workspace on the outside of the coop, and then have a run that encompassed the whole thing except for the back where we would have the nest boxes accessible. But then that changed because like we had some ideas. Well, Ashley had a lot of ideas that she liked about having the work area inside the coop, and then I just was like, well, if we're gonna do that, we may as well make this super bitchin'. And then I tried to implement as much practical use out of something, out of the coop, while still making it super aesthetically pleasing and add to the property, not just be a functional piece of whatever you call it, outbuilding.
Habitat non-Angel asked, are you going to put chicken swings?
Chicken swings, yes. So we actually were going to do chicken swings all winter, but instead we just did food, so stuff like that to keep them interested. We were going to do chicken swings to keep them occupied, but they were actually fine. So we just did stuff like this. Some other crap we gave them, like Ashley made these seed muffin things,
Yeah.
And
they were scared of them for a really long time.
Yeah. And different things like that, because it was so cold, and they live with. Oh gosh, we should move further this way. Here. We'll just go.
If I move it right here.
We'll figure it out.
Had a shower.
What was the question?
I don't remember now.
Hey,
Chicken swing?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't remember what I was saying. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yes, we are going to put chicken swings in.
Is there nobody else wondering what chicken swings are?
Okay, so a chicken swing is basically a swing for a chicken. Like, it's just, like, literally a swing. Like a tree swing. Hey, we could probably make one out of tire. Like a tire swing. That'd be kind of cool. What other information is there? Oh yeah, we had a fox visit us, a skunk visit us.
Like the other day.
Actually scared about a weasel because we saw some really small tracks, but a weasel definitely would have. Actually, there was no chickens outside at the time, so he would keep coming back. So I don't know if it was a weasel or something else. It could have been something like an ermine or something like that, which is much smaller, and they travel around. I don't know. Who knows? Also, we have eagles out here, and hawks and owls.
She's so cute.
Someone's laying an egg.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Oh, it's stopped now. There it is. If you guys follow Ashley's Instagram, she sometimes posts more about the chickens on there if you want to see more about that. Who's that?
Henrietta.
Okay. She's gonna give birth.
People are saying they noticed you don't have your mustache anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't have my mustache because it looks ridiculous.
I don't mind either way, like facial hair or like no facial
If
hair.
I could grow a better beard, if I wasn't native, if I had the genes for it, then I probably would. But it looks awful. I just didn't because I was lazy, that's all. And then the wind changed. Man, the last time we put half a cabbage on there, it was gone in like...
It was probably a couple hours though.
Yeah, but it's already been.
Like, yeah.
Who knows, whatever.
They're probably nervous or something.
Oh yeah, it's us. Can you guys hear Henrietta in there though? Can you guys tell it's smoky in here? Maybe we should have planned that a little differently.
Is it painful for chickens to lay eggs? I
uh,
don't know.
it probably is.
Like some of them, when I watch them lay, it's like super easy. They just lay it. Other times, it seems like they're straining.
Didn't Ginger?
Yeah, she's straining a little bit, but she just started laying eggs.
Oh yeah, she's new to laying eggs. So, Coachins, she's the orange one that's closest to us, who's just pecking at the cabbage. So they're meant for meat, right?
I think they're dual purpose.
Okay, so they're layers and meat birds, but they're actually bred for shows because they got fancy feathers and stuff on their feet, and they got fluffy butts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But practically, they're meant for meat, I guess, and but they don't lay eggs as much as like say Sunny. She's the brown one right here. They're really small. They're only meant for laying eggs because they lay a lot. So there's red leghorns, which she would be considered. There's white leghorns, and there's like black ones or something like that. And they lay white eggs. All the other birds lay brown eggs. Oh, sorry, Henrietta lays white eggs too. She's a leghorn crossed with some other something other. She's got fancy feathers on her head.
My folks asked, are we gonna get a rooster?
No roosters. We don't want. Well, who knows? But so far we don't. They're really mean.
Well, some of them can be really nice, but I'm nervous about getting a mean one.
Yeah, and then they overbreed your birds, and then they so if you ever see a chicken with like no feathers on its back, it's just being overbred. So a rooster might have a favorite hen,
yeah,
and then it'll just keep
going to that hen.
banging it, and then no one wants roosters unless they want one protection.
Chicks.
So or chicks, yeah. So protection from aerial predators and ground predators. They're not very effective against aerial predators, especially when they're eagles, because an eagle is 7 times the size of a rooster. But they're very aggressive and cocky.
I think
that's a good pun. They're very cocky, so they'll go up against anything.
I think
so,
they like sound the alarm, and it gives the hens a chance to get away.
That as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they're annoying. Actually, our neighbor said that he would shoot it if we got a rooster. He was kidding, but
yeah.
But he hates roosters. Roosters, and those roosters attracted the hens from the neighbor across the green space here. Yeah. I don't know everything about this sort of stuff, so some of the information might be a little wrong, but
we're learning as we go.
Yeah, we're kind of learning as we go, especially Ashley. I just kind of pick up what she's putting down, and then everyone knows a little bit about most things, or some things anyways. She's still not coming out.
No, she's probably lying on it.
So, someone asked me on my Instagram when I said that we were going to be going live here if we'd ever consider getting ducks. We would consider getting ducks, except for that we have a pond here that is mostly belongs to my neighbor, and I wouldn't want him to be mistaking the ducks for wild ducks, because you can hunt on your own land here, and if he wanted to have like duck soup or something, then we would lose our birds. And there's lots of wild ducks too, so they would just go with the wild ducks unless we clip their wings, and we don't really want to do that.
I worry about how they like water, and our winters are so long. Like, I know people keep ducks here, but
yeah, there is that too, because the water would freeze, so you'd have to change it every single day, more than once. Ducks will just go into a little tiny like dog dish if they wanted to. So ducks would be cool. I want to make a pond here at some point, but that's the way things are going. Probably not going to happen for a while, because we have to think of the things that we actually need. So our garden, we're going to plant a garden this year, just over here. We'll probably plan where our greenhouse is going to go. If you watch the vlog, then you know that was one of my goals this year. Obviously, the COVID kind of is going to kibosh a lot of things, because I can't make money like I used to, so it's just not going to work. But fingers crossed, we're going to have a sick garden. Hopefully.
The big ones are called Orpingtons.
Yeah, so the
Or
biggest
Zaxby's.
ones, the one and this orange one on the right are Orpingtons. That one on the, and the little white one are Cochins. And then this one, this little brown one, and the black one that's inside are Leghorns. But the black one is crossed with some other something
Yeah,
or
I'm
other.
not sure.
Some more fancy. We actually used to have two of them. The other one's name was Polly, and then we had another red Leghorn, which was called Nugget before we had this Nugget, because she was actually quite small as well, but not as small as this Nugget. They got killed by a fox, along with Sunny, got murked by the same fox, except for big racket, and the fox ran away. I actually ran after the fox, too scared away, just down the trail on this side. Sometimes you'll see that in the vlog or in my stories or something like that. And then I got Hank to chase it one time as well. So she survived somehow. The other two never came back. Oh, actually, she was the only one we had left. And then Henrietta came out of the forest.
Like the next day? Or
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah.
So she was hiding, and then or something, and then she came back, and then she was not mean anymore for a few days, probably a good 3 days or something like that, and then she got mean again. But yeah, they were like lucky.
Yeah. And I looked for the other ones, like I went through the forest and tried to find them, but
Yeah, we couldn't find feathers or nothing. We could only find feathers where Sunny was, but we found her. So yeah, the fox actually was coming back to the coop when I came outside. The other coop, the little coop that's like we use as a shed in the driveway. That's where we kept them, and then we would free range them because whatever. Now we don't do that unless we're outside them, just because we don't want to lose them. There's a lot of hawks around here too, and they will try to get them as well. Just easy meals, right? Man, Henrietta's not coming out.
she's probably just sitting on her head.
Yeah, no worries.
Peaches asked what are we gonna plant in our garden. Probably carrots and potatoes.
Carrots and potatoes.
Onions.
Yeah, onions. Like the green onions.
Cucumbers.
Yeah, cucumbers. Definitely. Peas.
And beans.
And beans. Yeah, beans. I make a pretty mean bean, so yeah, we'll get those. The only thing that I hate about prepping beans for freezing is the blanching. It takes forever. I've never done it by myself. I did it with my mom before. Sucks. So that peas, definitely. I freaking love fresh peas. And probably radishes. Ashley doesn't like radishes, but I like them.
I like squash. We're gonna plant some squash.
Yeah, squash is gross, so we'll probably plant that in like the in the swamp somewhere. That's gross.
Green onions as in scallions. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
call them scallions here.
Yeah, we don't call them scallions, but yeah. I always wondered, I'm like, what the hell is that? Yeah, scallions and probably like some fruit trees if we can get some, like Saskatoon. That won't be in the garden, but we'll plant those down the way. Saskatoons, and last time I asked about other people's thoughts on the Saskatoons, I asked like what would be good to plant with them. And I think I wasn't clear. I asked what would be a good symbiotic had to be planted with something else. I know that they don't have to because they grow wider everywhere, but we want a bunch of different trees so that we have a variety of fruit stuff, and we want to know what grows here. Now we do plan on building a pretty bitchin' greenhouse at some point, and recently we discovered what did you call it? In-ground?
Yeah.
In-ground greenhouses. So you dig it, most of it into the ground, and then the ground keeps it warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Dakota's here?
Yeah.
Hey, bro. And doing that, you don't have to monitor it as closely, and you can have things survive in the winter easier. So I think that would be cool because we don't want to heat it unless it's with solar power or something like that.
Tomatoes and lettuce too. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, tomatoes will be a obvious one, and probably.
So Lacey's asking how she can protect her chickens. She's about to get some in West Virginia. It kind of depends what kind of predators.
Yeah, what kind of predators? West Virginia? You got a lot of country roads there, right? Yeah, I don't know. You probably have coyotes like we do, and you probably have foxes like we do.
Like aerial predators.
So, yeah, and you probably, West Virginia, you'd probably have eagles there and hawks. Some other, any type of like, raptor, you definitely are gonna lose some of your chickens to them if they free range. So just get a lot of chickens. Now, if you consider your chickens pets like we do, you might take a little more care into trying to protect them, and then just build them a run. You can also build them a tractor, which is like a movable run, which we are going to do at some point, and that's so that they'll have like nice grass to eat around. Because this run is going to be just dirt, so we are thinking about planting dandelions in here, and then when the dandelions are doing their thing, we will tractor the chickens to, like, because there's lots of land here, so we can just move them around to in the temporary run to get their diverse diet going on, like around, like everywhere. There's so much grass and voluntary crop around here that they can eat basically anything, and lots of worms, lots of centipedes and stuff like that, lots of bugs, beetles and stuff. So as for protecting them, I don't know. We don't know a whole shitload about that, but what we've done is kill the chickens. Our dog wants to kill our chickens, unfortunately, so
He's doing better.
yeah, he is doing better, but if he had the chance, like, he doesn't really bark at them anymore, like, from outside. He does sometimes, but he knows that he's not supposed to. And dogs, for the most part, care more about their loyalty to their owners rather than just getting a little thrill. But when they have a high prey drive, it's just in their nature to do what they are designed to do, and it's to kill stuff if they have a high prey drive. Right? So, and Hank does have a high prey drive, so we can't just trust them with them, because he will probably kill them. And sometimes the prey drive is all about play. Of course, I'm not super educated in this, but sometimes the prey drive is about play, and then they just play too rough, and then they kill things by accident. But yeah, you can build them a run, a tractor, get a dog that doesn't kill chickens, get a rooster. You can get a goose, a big ass goose. What else? I don't know. You can, you could probably get like a, what do you call those things? Like a scarecrow or some shit for aerial predators, but I don't know if that'll work.
And he's wondering if we can pick up a chicken. I think they're a little nervous
They're
right now.
they're a little nervous because this is way different, so they probably
tried,
won't.
They'll
just run around.
chasing them, yeah.
Normally, yes, but this is new to them, so they're like, "What the heck?" Which is why we put out the cabbage now, so that they would be out for you guys. But they definitely are chickens. Another good pun.
Rhonda says her dog tried to get the chickens at first, but then she spent 2 weeks walking her on a leash around them and telling her to leave them, and now they can be in the yard together, no problem.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't do that with Hank. We already tried. We tried for all last summer. Over and over and over and over again. And finally, when we thought, like, maybe he won't go after them anymore, he just can't help himself. He's a dog. Just like dogs don't like cats, and then people get mad that dogs kill cats. Well, that's like the stereotype about dog, and stereotypes don't come from nothing. So, he is a dog, and that's his nature. He's going to want to kill things. He killed a gopher the other day, and then he seemed to feel bad about it. So, I don't know if he meant to or what, but he was like, I don't know. He killed it on purpose, I think, and then he was licking it like he just was, he just seemed bummed about it in a weird way. But something came and got the gopher because I just left it there. For I don't know why I did. I just left it
I
there.
think you didn't want to walk in the deep snow to go.
Yeah, that's probably yeah. It's snow's really deep. It's about knee deep right now. But anyways, something came and got it, and once he knew it wasn't there anymore, he went to the gopher hole to kill another gopher. And there's no gophers there anymore because it's just the one. But he forgot about it right away. Doesn't feel bad about it anymore. He felt bad about it the whole day, and the next day that the gopher was there on the ground. Or I suspect he may not have cared at all. Maybe he just wanted to lick it for some reason. Kind of gross, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not Caesar, so I don't know dog behavior like super well.
Lacey, to answer your question, it takes me only like 5 or 10 minutes a day to go into the coop. And how much do they eat? I don't know, like
A lot.
a fair amount.
A lot in the winter, especially.
Yeah.
When it was really cold, -40, like they ate tons.
Yeah. But now that it's warming up, they're outside more and they don't eat as much chicken feed. They eat more like veggies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bugs.
They have like these 2 hanging dishes, or whatever you call them, hanging feeders. You fill those probably
Once a day. But I don't fill both of them. So there's always like a little bit in one, and then I'll fill the other, and then this one will be empty, and then I'll fill that one, and like it alternates.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
probably like how much would you say that is? Like 6 cups
Yeah, but
per
I'll put
feeder?
like 3 cups of a three-quarters of a sour cream container.
Of a small
That's
one.
like the scoop that I put in. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't even fill it.
Oh, you don't fill it all the way
No.
up.
In the winter I did, but I don't do as much.
You're right, and the reason why you don't fill it up is because they also spill a lot of it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah. So I don't fill it all the way to the top.
So it's a waste of food to fill it all the way up, right? Because they were wasting a lot of food. Because then it just goes on the ground, and they don't pick that as they don't like peck for it as often for some reason. They probably would if everything, but oh yeah, there's Henrietta. They will instinctively peck at everything, but for some reason when they spill the food on the ground, they don't peck at that. Which I don't know if it's just our birds or if that's a thing. It's weird. I have no idea. But yeah, that's Henrietta. She's a leghorn
Boss.
crossed with something else. She is the boss. For a while, was it Lucy? Lucy, the big bird, the big orange one, she wanted to try to become boss, but at least twice the size. But Henrietta's quite mean, so. But she's really scared of me, so. I mean, I don't know why, but she is. Probably because I don't see them as often.
Yeah.
If we had a rooster, then she wouldn't. There'd still be a pecking order, but she wouldn't be the boss anymore. Most likely. Sometimes a rooster isn't dominant, but that's rare. Yeah, they really like cabbage for some reason. And cabbage is really cheap, so it's an easy treat to give them.
I always get the ones that are about to, like
The expired ones?
expired ones.
Yeah. We had my mom, my mom went to go help my sister out in Arizona there. And so she gave us a whole bunch of her, she has a cold storage in her house, like kind of like a cellar sort of, but it's like finished. It's not dirt. I don't know if that's a normal thing everywhere. I think it's probably normal throughout Alberta, but and Saskatchewan and stuff, but I don't know if it's normal everywhere. We have a lot of farms around here. Anyways, it's a cold storage, and she gave us all of her canned stuff because she didn't know how long she would be going to Arizona for, and so she gave us a whole crap load of canned corn, which I'm not sure why she even had the canned corn because she clearly didn't eat it because she gave us so much.
A lot, yeah.
There was so much.
So much.
She must have been given it or something.
Probably like 4 or 5 flats of
Yeah.
canned corn.
So like
Yeah.
60 cans.
Yeah.
Like so many. Probably more than that actually. There's probably like 12,
Yeah, I don't know.
12 cans
That's a
per
lot.
thing, and she gave us like, what's 12 times 4? Yeah, I don't know, 60 cans. I don't know. A lot, anyways, and we gave them the corn
Yeah, they
because
love that.
that corn we don't eat the canned corn either. We just mostly
Didn't
our
they
opinion.
passed its best before date as well?
Oh yeah, some of them were expired. Yes.
Yeah, not expired, but best before.
Yeah, best before. Right. There was that. Yeah. I just got a thing that says I only have 10% battery left on my phone, so we'll probably leave it there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cooped up segment. I'll keep this video up.
Cooped up.
That's what I called it. That was actually a suggestion from someone. I don't remember who told me to say that, but they were like, you should call it cooped up. Great suggestion. But anyways, my phone's going to die, so thanks for hanging out. If we didn't get to your question, which obviously we probably didn't get to
No,
most
there
of them,
was quite a few that I didn't.
we'll do this again, maybe next week or something like that. I'm not sure. I mean, we are cooped up. Can't go anywhere. And groceries. So we'll do more of these if you want. So anyways, thanks for being here. I'll see you next week. And then I'll also have my regular videos out. Alright. Later. I wish there was a goodbye chicken pun. There isn't.